fam.news.
Hey fam, Matt Smith, Snooze Mattress Company in our flagship sleep shop. Join me behind the scenes with the CEO, Mark Kinsley. The Fam Podcast starts now.
Hey, are you a mattress retailer looking to supercharge your business? Introducing Podium, your secret weapon. I use it, I'm a huge fan of it, and with Podium's AI-powered lead conversion, you can engage with customers in seconds via text, making it feel like they're talking to a friend. But hey, that's just the beginning. Podium offers texting, payments, reviews, website chat, and more, all in one place. You've got to be the most responsive retailer to help customers solve those sleep problems in the moment. Harness the power of Podium today and start growing your business. Visit podium.com right now to learn more.
Welcome to the Fam Podcast with Mark Kinsley. This is where the best in the bedding business get even better.
What's up, fam? Welcome to the Fam Podcast. I am behind the scenes with one of my favorite people on the planet. It's
My favorite guy.
Matt Smith. How's it going, brother?
We've been playing competitive everything in the last 24 hours.
Yeah, hold on. Let's do a quick recap of yesterday. So we boated, we surfed on the boat, we did kneeboarding, we did tubing,
Did
and that was like
Volleyball.
getting the day started.
basketball, bags, pool,
Ice bath,
ice bath. Just whatever competitive we can do, we figured out a way to do it.
steaks.
Thanks.
You know,
Good day.
our good friend Dr. Kimberly Lemke would say we did everything possible to stimulate all the senses to fill up our sleep balloon.
Our balloons were full, doctor. They were full. We slept like a baby last
Our
night.
balloons were bursting. And even though I came out here last time for Undercover Billionaire Boot Camp and I spoke and we had an amazing time, we were so busy I didn't get to come into a snooze location. So here I am. This is not your normal sleep shop. It's not your normal mattress store, let's put it that way.
Absolutely.
This
the
really
goal.
is a sleep shop. So, first of all, we're going to go to the bathroom here in a minute. Not like for the podcast. Not go to the bathroom on the podcast, but we're going to walk into the bathroom.
Stay tuned.
Sends off signals around sleep even. Tell me what you've created here. It's absolutely visually arresting and I love it. What have you done?
No, I appreciate it. I think, the mission with Snooze is to change 20 million people's lives through sleep. We talk about it every day, every meeting, everything that we have. And really, when we do that, it's about leveling up with the industry. It's not about competing and going toe to toe and trying to be a better sales price. It's about what are we doing to find out more about the customer's needs and then elevate that experience inside of that where the whole industry wins. And I think that's from a visual standpoint, I've been to 1,000 mattress stores in my life. You have probably as well too. And we want it to be different. I mean, everything that we want to do, but we also don't want to depend on, hey, what's going on in the mattress industry and was it up or down or whatever. Like we're creating an industry that we don't care what's going on out there. But oh, by the way, we do sell mattresses too. It's a sleep shop. And we wanted to do something that nobody else has ever done. And I think we're getting there, but every day we get a little bit farther, a little bit more. And normally I would be in pajamas, but he pulled this on me on my way to go hang out with the family. So, but we do things different and it's not just wear pajamas. We're going to take you on a sleep journey here.
Yeah, it is a sleep journey, truly. And so when a customer walks into a snooze location, what is the first thing that happens? Like they get greeted, obviously.
Absolutely.
And then what are you doing with them? You're taking them to dream mapping? Is that what happens next?
Yep. We start to fit them from beginning to end and that is our opening line. We do things differently and it's not just wear pajamas, but we're going to take you on a little bit of a sleep journey today. And it really is about what's right for you. I don't really ask about hey, this is your price point or hey, we have no interest financing or all that, which we do have all that. But let's talk about them. Let's find out what their why is. And then let's help further. If you're a dad and you need energy, if you're an entrepreneur and you need energy, or if you're an athlete and you need to jump higher, sleep affects all of that. So let's find out what the why is and see how we can solve that problem. And it might not be a mattress sometimes. It might be a base, might be a pillow, might be sheets, might be an ice bath. Who knows what you need, but we want to be able to solve that problem for everybody out there.
And that's such a cool thing. So one of the things I noticed very first when I walked in the store was the CPAP masks. Like I've never been into a sleep shop or a mattress store and seen CPAP masks. I've never seen an ice bath, which we'll show it to you. I've never seen an ice bath. I've never been into a bathroom that feels like a private airport lounge bathroom. So everything you've done, it just seems so unique, but not unique in a way that you're not going to understand it. Unique in a way that like I'm going on some sort of a sleep journey. You have massage
100%.
chairs on top of that. So, okay, let's like go philosophy for a minute. Like when you think about your merchandising strategies and bringing in all these other things, Is it a distraction? Is it an enhancement? What's the job of all the stuff that you bring in? You want to sell it, obviously.
Yeah, well, it's all an enhancement. And it is, if somebody's not going to buy a mattress because they don't need it, or maybe they find something else, it's health and wellness. It's about creating that generational health. That's what we've always talked about, is like, yes, they're going to come in here because they have needs, but maybe sleep apnea is something that they're embarrassed. 80% of Americans that are undiagnosed with sleep apnea that have sleep apnea out there. So like, let's get that to 60. Let's get that to 50. But I believe that a lot of them are just embarrassed. And the wife hears them stop breathing all night long, but can't convince that person to go somewhere. We can help with that. So that's just one of the aspects. There's so many exciting things in the next couple months that we're going to be rolling out here that is completely different than you've ever seen, but it's sleep and health. And we do have mattresses.
And we've talked about it so many times on the podcast throughout the years. Problems own sleep. Even just going to like this very surgical example right here of CPAP machines and people being undiagnosed that have it. There's a certain like intimidation factor. Number one, I think a lot of people that go undiagnosed are probably not aware that they're stopping breathing in the middle of the night. And then maybe if, a loved one does say, hey, you got something like a problem here, like we really need to look into it. It's probably intimidating to go and have that journey with a doctor.
Yeah.
They're going to be able to walk into a Snooze and start that piece of the journey.
Yes.
That piece of sleep health.
100%. And that's just one of the things we're working on. But yeah, absolutely. We want to be able to give you that one-stop shop. If nothing else, we're going to educate you. Even if you don't walk out with a mask, we're going to be able to teach you that so many people that suffer from sleep apnea that aren't treating it, they feel like crap all day long, and your insurance pays for it, so why wouldn't you start having that conversation out there? And you can add years onto your life and more importantly, the quality of life when you're alive with sleep apnea and weight ticked off. I mean, there's a lot of different things on that. So yeah, that's one thing that I think the ice fast, like you talked about, that's that wake up, like doctor talks about like all day long, but you wake up, get that thing going. I'm a firm believer in starting that day off right and getting that energy right too. So helping educate people, that's the goal here,
Let's go there for a minute, because I've seen the data in our industry a few different ways. And a lot of people talk about how if you talk about sleep in your advertising and messaging, you're not going to get as many people into the door. So you got to talk about something that's more promotional driven, versus something that's sleep driven. Are consumers sort of trained to come into this mattress buying environment thinking about price and item, and then you have to change that conversation? Is that hard? Are you having to do like loving judo flips? Like, how does that all work?
Yeah, all the above. I mean, it is the hardest thing that I'm doing right now, no doubt in my mind, is we have to change the way that people think. And I can't do that overnight. And I've learned that really we can't just go out there and have the sleep message, because it doesn't work right now. And that's our fault. That's the industry's fault. And you and I talk about this every day, that we need to change that perception, because, this year is $485 billion in sleep in the United States in overall purchases to help with sleep related products, and 20 billion is mattresses. That's a problem. And that's our problem. That's this industry saying, hey, it's Memorial Day. Hey, it's Labor Day. Come on down and save some money off of this. And people coming in for that. But nobody's saying how you sleeping. When I met Grant Cardone and his right hand, they're sleeping on a $1,000 mattress, $700 mattress, billionaire, didn't know any different. So I don't care if you're at that level or if you're at a level where you're just not sleeping at night and you drive a $100,000 car, but you're still like, $500 is enough. We've got to change the conversation, elevate that conversation where everybody wins. And we get this industry to 50 billion, 100 billion, 200 billion, and work that way up, because sleep is the most underrated and most important thing on planet Earth.
I talk to so many people that after they have an experience where they work with a professional and they are getting better sleep because they had a bad mattress, it's like the light bulb goes on, and it makes sense to every single person that has had that experience.
100%.
So it makes you wonder, it's like, well, if so many people are having that experience, they're getting a good mattress, they're getting better sleep, but then they forget what contributed to that better sleep. You're sending off all these signals that say, hey, like, this is where it's going to happen. This is a sleep health environment.
100%. And I think for all you have so many people out there that they're in this industry, and the ask out there is to help change that conversation out there, guys. Like that's such a need. And we do both, because we've had to do both. So we're talking about sleep and health. We're going to talk about sleep divorce. We're going to talk about everything, but we also got to talk about sales, because that's what this industry's forced us to do right now. But give us a little bit of time and there'll be a lot less sales talk, and there'll be a lot more talk of everything else, because that's how we all win. Everybody wins in this entire thing if we can raise that tide up. And that's, you and I are very similar that way.
So Matt, this is the new location. The original was, you started off with Snap Fitness and you had a building next door, and then somebody was going to put in a mattress store, and you're like, not on my watch. I'm the mattress guy.
Absolutely.
And so you like snatched up that location, you started Snooze, and now here you are in this new flagship location. Like, what led to this moment in this environment and everything that you've done differently here compared to the old place?
It's just a nice time to reinvent ourselves one more time. I mean, we literally went across the street, and I think Mattress Firm was brilliant at this. And Sleep Number and Somewhere, as they grew and they found a better location across the street, they were able to double their numbers in so many different aspects. And I think we don't realize, or we don't talk about real estate enough in the industry. But real estate and changing that conversation, real estate changes the conversation. There's more visibility all day, every day, and this is a very visible area. We knew this is home. This is where everybody flies in from all over the country, about to be all over the world, to train for franchise training. They all come to Pueblo. And so we want to make sure that we're showcasing the best of the best. And we did. We came into a higher traffic area. It's proven that it was the best decision we made on day one. And then we're building our flagship on I-25, which is the highest traffic coming into there. So we get one more chance at revisiting ourselves. This one we aren't going to leave, though. This is going to be here forever.
I love you and I actually went off-roading. We forgot that. We should have added that to the list of things we did.
Oh, yeah, we did off-roading
Yeah,
too.
we went off-roading and we drove around the property where the Snooze location is going to be built up from the ground. It's going to be like emerging from the earth here in Pueblo.
And Mark is like this guy that you're down there and I'm like, look at all this. He's like, man, what's up there? I know what you're doing right now. You want to go following to the top of that. Yeah, I just am curious. What's on the other side? All right, hold on. And then into the top.
Are there houses back there where we could put up some signage?
He's so good at it. It's all these little subtle things that he does out there.
So you were talking about this being a place that people are going to come from all over the world.
Yeah.
As you expand Snooze globally and all over the country. So your franchising game is like very visible and you guys are crushing it. You're selling franchises all over the country. People are wanting to buy entire states in some cases. Whenever you're having that conversation with somebody about what makes Snooze different, are people coming back to you and saying, hey, we see the vision, we see what you've done, and we also went and shopped at some other mattress stores to affirm our decision? What kind of feedback do you get?
It's exactly that. I mean, I think that when original conversation is mattresses, just like I did at 19 and you did it, 25 or whenever you get into the business, in Isaiah, all of us, I'm not going to do mattresses. And then you get into it and you're like, okay, I kind of like this. You know what I mean? And I think after we start having the conversation about sleep and health and what we're doing, I mean, we actually have 2 NFL players flying in this week. We've sold to other franchisees that own multiple franchises all over the country. Guy with Jimmy John's, a guy that it's a head of another franchise of health and wellness that's getting into this because they understand it. We're on a mission. And I understand that the way that we're going to continue to dominate this is not by bringing a bunch of mattress people. We have to, what did Tesla do? What did Nike do? What did these other people do to continue to evolve an industry that needed to be created? And as you and I talked, this is a sleep shop. This isn't a mattress store. And it's the sleep shop of the future. Everything needs to be different than you would experience anywhere else out there. And we're very proud of what we have. I mean, I couldn't be more proud of the team that we have, the education that they have, and just what we're doing to kind of change that conversation. So usually by the second conversation to your question, they're like, all right, this isn't a mattress store. There's something completely different here. And I can buy into that. You even at the gym, not everybody works out. Not everybody wants a chicken sandwich. Not everybody wants I love mac and cheese, but everybody, and I mean, everybody sleeps. So think about that.
We were kind of laughing on the way in about, you said Jimmy John's people are coming in and buying franchises for Snooze. And so clearly they have food experience. We were kind of laughing there's a really cool mac and cheese shop next door. And I'm sure it's great.
Yeah.
But they have to sell like hundreds of bowls of mac and cheese every day, 500, let's call it.
Exactly.
And that's not an exaggeration.
Not at all.
To make the same amount of money that you can make selling mattresses to people that are sleep deprived and really, really want what you have. The economics there had to be pretty fascinating.
And there's the financial side of it, which is we'll go toe to toe with anybody. But then the other side of it, I believe, is it's a rewarding job. I mean, you get to wear pajamas to work and change people's lives all day, every day. I mean, you've been here today and you've seen customer after customer come in that are like, okay, I need to sleep. I need to learn how to sleep. And sleep and overall health, I know that we're adding years onto these people's lives when they leave.
And I can tell you something from just observing here. And yes, we're still going to go to the bathroom here in a minute.
Prove it.
But I've noticed people walking in, and I think it's probably because you created this non-intimidating environment. When you see somebody in pajamas, you're just like, this is fun. I can go talk to this person. They're walking into the store with confidence.
Yeah.
I can't tell you how many stores I've been in, people walk in cowering in fear.
Yeah.
That which they fear the most is a salesperson, and they're over there, and they got some stains on their shirt. When you walk in, you see somebody in pajamas, they're walking in happy, they're walking in and purchasing, and they're walking out happy.
And the guy called me out when he walked out. He's like, what's up, Matt? You're not in your uniform today, huh? I was like, I don't know, my pajamas on. I wasn't planning on doing this yet.
I remember this guy I used to work with. He was a weatherman, but he was a car guy. So he started his own car shop, and they started wearing uniforms. And even though it was this super grungy building, people would start coming in and be like, I like the uniforms. And one guy wasn't wearing it. People would call him out.
Call him out.
Yeah. So, okay. It's not easy to change an industry. And I think you and I have talked about, you know, the FAM's mission and how we're sort of redefining how we gather with Sleep Summit and giving that, you know, gathering in an environment of effervescence and a summit environment, which means, hey, we're trying to build a path forward for people, not just gathering to like clink glasses, but like, what do we need to do to change? So Snooze obviously is doing everything it can to change the world for the better through this vehicle of Snooze and franchises. But if you were just going to talk to the industry, like the people that aren't going to buy a Snooze, big mistake, right?
Big.
First of all. No, but what would you say, like, what do we need to do differently to survive and thrive in business, but also to like embrace that mission piece?
Yeah, I just think as an industry, we need to quit chasing to the bottom. You know what I mean? I think that we need to talk about sleep and health, not how can I make a better bed at $200 or how do I get a little bit more margin at $200? Like this, people are spending money on so many different things that are not a necessity. Sleep is a necessity and it changes people's lives and we have to change that conversation. So yeah, I mean, if you're a mom and pop's place, you know, we're converting several mom and pop's places to Snoozes right now because we have a buying power. You have a team of the best in the world and you have something that nobody else has and a worldwide recognized brand and name as well outside of there. But I think, and that's not a sales pitch. It really is like, it's exciting for us to be able to see maybe a mom and pop guy that was like them against the world in a town. And they're like, I don't know this. Well, we've got that all roadmapped. I don't care what part of the business you need help with. There's somebody on our team that's going to help you with that. And you're going to save on the buying power. So the little royalty is free because you're saving when you buy into that. You know what I mean? So there might be some conversion stuff, but you know, the ultimate side of that is like, we have to, as an industry, what you and I talk about is we have to talk more about sleep. What is the sheets? What is the pillows? What is the environment? You know, what is their why and what's going on? Not, hey, this is on sale. Hey, what's your price point? What's going on over here? Because all we're doing is chasing to the bottom and then nobody wins when this is all said and done. And we saw it in the bed in the box. You know, we've seen it in so many parts of this industry. And the part that's flourishing right now in a weird economy is the higher end, you know, and there's a reason behind that. Tempur-Pedic is the best of the best for a reason, but they're still winning out there because the people with disposable income, the people that are in pain, the people that need sleep, they need to go to a sleep shop. They need to understand how they can help, how you can add 10 years onto somebody's life and quality of life to be able to play with your kids and play basketball and do all the stuff we did yesterday. You got to get sleep and you got to be in good shape to be able to just run that
and be able to do all those things and not feel at all sore today.
Right. A couple ice baths later, it definitely helps. But industry, I'm begging you, let's talk about health and sleep. The fam is preaching that everywhere. I don't care if you never buy into Snooze or whatever. We're always the phone a friend to say, how do we doing something? We want to help. We want to help this industry raise and raise and raise and raise. But we're going to do that by changing the conversation. I did try. I mean, I tried to do nothing but sleep conversations. And I also noticed that didn't work because we have trained the industry customers, consumers for sales.
Right.
So I'm having to go do both. And that's sad, but it is what it is. I can tell it could take years to get there, but we need to do it as an industry, not as an individual.
Yeah. And I think, we're still in that mentality or in that mode of we're going to give them a little bit of what they want, which is, okay, we're having a promotion, but once they get in here, you're going to have a meaningful conversation with people that you probably only get to have every 8 to 10 years. Well, that better be a trajectory changing conversation that could put somebody on a path to better health and wellness through sleep. And I just love that. And you're talking about the higher end too, and like people spending money. I really had to give a shout out to Tempur-Pedic. I was talking to Michael Brownlee. He's an amazing guy. Shout out, Michael. Thank you for the conversation. And he was talking about how Tempur-Pedic is really messaging around problems because that's the business we're in here.
Yeah.
Like if somebody is snoring, if they're in pain, we need to be there as the solution to that problem, not medication, not additional therapy. Obviously there is a place for all that, but if we can help with that, that message needs to be prominent and dominant so that people can be like, oh, it is my mattress. They don't know that so many times. Is that your experience?
100%. Yeah. I mean, and Jim Kehoe was just here. He took an ice bath actually a couple of weeks ago.
All right.
And he went through a presentation with you know, shout out to Jim Kehoe and all Tempur-Pedic, but they went through a presentation with Keith Chambers up in our couch rock store. And Jim literally sat in the massage chair and goes, I've been doing this a long time. And that was the best presentation I've ever seen in my life. Like, because we take pride in talking about health and wellness. And he doesn't see that enough. You know what I mean? They take pride in health and wellness. The industry can look in the mirror and say, I'm better than this, I'm better than that. But look in the mirror and say, look who's succeeding right now. Like, level up. Like, let's all level up. Let's all level up the industry. We all win.
I've heard a lot of different conversations about where people are from a number standpoint. And I've heard everything from we're up 44%. That was somebody in our mattress mentorship mastermind group. They're up 44% And then I've heard other people on the vendor side who have customers that are down 40%, down 40%. So how's Snooze doing in what many would call a challenging climate?
We're definitely up, but I think that one blessing that we have is we're, locally owned and operated, and we're fighting the fight. And we're going to teach you how to fight the fight. You know what I mean? I think professional salespeople and professional companies, as some of our good friends have taught me, is like, they're sitting around going, next year it's going to get better. Next month it's going to get better. We're fighting the fight in a new community no matter what. You know what I mean? So it is a grind out there to tell more and more people about the messaging. So no doubt we're going to continue to evolve. In a year from now, 2 years from now, the stuff that you see today is just going to be 10 times stronger. But that's our mentality as a company. Isaiah, that's holding the camera here, there ain't nobody better at sleep and overall health. But he's also trying to evolve our industry. What are we doing better? What can we do to tighten that a little bit? What can we do to sharpen that? And how do we continue to spread that message out there? And too many people make yourself obsolete, or somebody else will. That's the bottom line in the world that we live in. Business, it's a cutthroat world out there, and it's lonely. Have some fun with it, but continue to evolve and teach each other. We tell our franchise all the time that the Big Mac was created by a franchisee, not McDonald's. And same thing with us. Like, you're on the front line. What can we do better?
I love the ripple effect of that too. That hadn't hit me until now. Once you get like-minded people together that are focused on sleep health, and like, yeah, we're gonna get people in. We got to make a buck. We got to get some promotions out there. But now all of a sudden, you have many people sort of singing from the same hymnal, and they're going to be bringing ideas to Snooze corporate, and it's going to get refined. It's going to get better, and that's the way to
100%.
have that big ripple effect.
And that's, our 3 core values, non-negotiables, is 1, you got to be a good human. We're going to vet that out. 2, you got to be, you got to have grit. You got to put in that work. I don't care what kind of business it is, put in the work. And then 3, you got to be coachable. And that's the thing. It's like, you've got to understand there's a system and processes here to follow. But I always tell everybody, the flip side of that is we're the most coachable people on the planet. You teach us a better way to do it, we'll change everywhere in the country. We want to know a better way to do it, but this is the best way we know. Follow that for now. But if you could teach us how to do it, the way we win is by learning what everybody else is doing out there, 100%.
Let's talk about number 2 there. So you said good human, you got to have grit, and you got to be coachable.
Yeah.
Grit is one that I think escapes a lot of people whenever they're getting into business, and they're like, okay, great. This is a system. They're going to be here to hold my hand. Do you find that, like, are you finding people that have grit? Are you finding people that, they need to develop their grit? What would you say to people that are listening to the podcast or watching on YouTube about the grit piece of the puzzle, how they should be thinking about it?
Yeah, I mean, that's the hardest part. I think that is, the hardest part for us and for any entrepreneur out there is you have to put in the work. At the end of the day, you're the business owner. And I tell everybody not to brag, but I had 9 businesses in this community, and all 9 of them are still around. Not because I was super successful. I figured it out and I put it in the work, and I made sure. I had the largest Snap Fitness in the world right across the street out of 2,700 locations at one time. Not because of Snap Fitness, no judge to Snap, but that was because I put in the work and I got bigger and I got stronger and I got bigger and I learned. But I lost money for years trying to figure all this stuff out. And it is you burn the boats. You and I talk about that all the time. There's too much like, I'm going to tiptoe into this, and if it doesn't work, I have this. Burn the boats, and you are forced to figure it out for your family and your next generation. And I think that is grit to me. And that's the hardest part about franchising is we don't ultimately own the business. That's the hardest part about anything out, I think in entrepreneurship. You got to wake up saying, I have to figure this out today. Not like, if this doesn't work, I could go work there. That should never even be in your head, but it happens. You know what I mean? And I think that's just the world. Put in the work and you're going to win. I don't care what the industry is. I did carpet cleaning, I did spa, I did tuxedos. We've done it all, and we put in the work and we won.
And you have even been bathroom decorator. So, all right, let's go behind the scenes now.
Let's go potty together.
What's up, fam? Welcome to the Snooze bathroom. I told you we were going to make a trip behind the scenes here. Matt is a bathroom decorator extraordinaire. I'm sure Ginny had a lot to do with this. Okay, so we're going to take you through a couple of things. Number 1, we got some great mattress history up here. And we have this lovely cascading waterfall. Like, why go to these links in the bathroom?
I think it's a big separator, and I think that it is also an educational thing. Everything should be an educational, and everything should be a talking point. And that's really what we did when we did our bathrooms, which changed my life when we talk about sleep products. Is every night I have speakers on my head and I listen to the sound of the ocean. And with a guy with bad ADHD that can't stop his brain, I needed something. And when I did that, I was like, I slept through the night. I've never experienced that. And I believe that little things like that are big things in the world that we live in. And, we want to be able to talk about that. And this is the sound of the waterfall that you hear inside of your,
Yeah, you can
smell of lavender inside
I'm going
of
to get really close users. Because you can see that this is a white noise machine that's in the bathroom. Yeah, okay. And then you have a diffuser over here. as well. Wait, how do I turn it off, Matt? Well, I'll turn it down just a little bit. You have a diffuser. You have the white noise machine. You have history of mattress over here.
Yeah.
What inspired this? Why history of the mattress in the bathroom? Because reading the bathroom's fun.
And honestly, Vegas, there's a lot of things. It's fun to go to Vegas when we go to our trade shows and see all of these different historical things on the walls. And every time I'm in there, I'm like, I want to show the history. And this isn't the final product, it's up, but really the history of sleep and health. And then BS and after. So what's the before snooze and after sleep? Like what was going on before and then after? When somebody shook it up a little bit. And that's really what we talked about there. How do we shook it up and we were able to change from this little place out there to a global brand and a global company that really is talking about sleep and health for the first time.
I'm going to read it to everybody here. 2019, the first true sleep shop, Snooze Mattress Company, opens its first location in Pueblo, Colorado. We've since revolutionized the way we think about sleep and is working to change 20 million lives. You really put that vision out there.
Every day we talk about that. 20 million people sleeping better because of Snooze and the brand and all these amazing people wearing blue pajamas out there.
I love them. I love them. Okay, so let's swing around. So here's what I think we should do to end the podcast. I think we should do a mouthwash toast.
I like your style.
So I'm going to fill yours up first. Okay, so here's yours.
Because you can't pour your own drink. It's your rule that you have.
You can't. You're not allowed to. I poured here. I got this for you.
Poured my drink.
And so I would like to, and this is like a nice snooze blue. I like that. Maybe a little bit lighter.
It is blue. Hygiene. It's a big part of sleep. Sleep hygiene.
Yeah, and like we were talking about earlier, if you activate your senses with unique sensory information, it's filling up that sleep balloon. So I think by hanging out with you and Isaiah in the snooze bathroom, the sleep balloon's probably going to be pretty full. But hey, here's a toast to snooze, to all your success, to all your amazing team members, to everything you're doing to change the world. I think you're going to change more than 20 million lives. Cheers to Matt Smith.
And cheers to the fam, who's also revolutionizing the way that people think of sleep and overall health and raising the tides out there for all sleep shops, mattress stores, everybody out there to continue to win and dominate. So salute to you and all you're going to do, my friend.
I can't wait to hear how you gargle. We're going to do it. We're going all in. Still going. Thank you for hanging out with us here at Snooze Mattress Company. Check us out on YouTube. Subscribe on Apple and Spotify. And be sure to sign up for Sleep Summit 2024. It's happening October 8th through the 11th in beautiful Bentonville, Arkansas, where you and I are probably going to be on scooters.
There is no better time than being at a Sleep Summit. If you're in the industry or thinking about being in the industry, that's the level up of all level ups. You got to get in the room. Get in the room. I guarantee you that little ticket price is going to pay for itself 100x if you allow it to. We're going to level me up in so many different.
We're going back to the future of sleep. And I think we actually just got a glimpse of the future of sleep.
Hey, it's usefranchise.com if you're thinking about something super epic in a town near you. Some territories are gone, but some are still out there.
Cheers. Let's make it blackout now.